Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters in Islam. I pray that this message finds you in the best of health and iman. Today, we embark on a profound journey into the heart of the Quran, exploring one of the most significant surahs, Surah Al-Fatiha, and uncovering its secrets as a powerful weapon for our problems in 2025 and beyond. Before we begin, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel so that we can continue to share more beneficial reminders that bring us closer to Allah. Together, let us grow in knowledge and faith, and may Allah bless our efforts. Surah Al-Fatiha, known as the opening, holds a special place in the life of every Muslim. It is recited in every unit of our salah, making it an integral part of our daily worship. But beyond its ritualistic recitation lies a treasure trove of spiritual power and wisdom that has the potential to transform our lives. This surah is not just a chapter of the Quran, it is a means of healing, guidance, and a direct connection with our Creator. Each verse carries profound meanings that address the core of our existence and the challenges we face. In a world increasingly filled with trials and uncertainties, Surah Al-Fatiha emerges as a source of solace and strength. Whether we are grappling with personal struggles, facing family issues, or navigating the complexities of modern life, this surah reminds us of the ultimate source of help and guidance, Allah, the Lord of all worlds. When we recite these verses with sincerity and reflection, we unlock their ability to uplift our hearts and provide clarity in the face of confusion. The beauty of Surah Al-Fatiha lies in its universality. It speaks to every aspect of human experience, offering a comprehensive framework for seeking solutions. From the very first verse, we are reminded of the unmatched mercy of Allah. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. This powerful declaration sets the tone for the rest of the surah, emphasizing that Allah's mercy encompasses everything. Even in the midst of our trials, it reassures us that no matter how dire our situation may seem, we are never beyond the reach of His mercy. The second verse, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of all worlds, shifts our focus from our problems to the grandeur of Allah. When we acknowledge Him as our Rabb, the sustainer and nurturer, we are reminded that everything in existence is under His control. This realization brings a sense of relief and trust, as we understand that the One who manages the vastness of the universe is also managing our individual affairs. Our problems, no matter how overwhelming, are insignificant in the sight of His infinite power and wisdom, the most gracious, the most merciful. The third verse repeats Allah's attributes of Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim, emphasizing their importance. This repetition serves as a reminder of the boundless compassion of Allah, encouraging us to turn to Him with hope rather than despair. It is an invitation to rely on His mercy, especially during times of hardship, and to remember that His mercy far exceeds His wrath. As we progress to the fourth verse, Master of the Day of Judgment, we are reminded of our ultimate accountability before Allah. This verse grounds us in the reality that this world is temporary and that true justice will prevail on the Day of Judgment. While this reminder may seem daunting, it is also empowering. It encourages us to live with purpose and to place our trust in Allah's justice, knowing that no deed, no matter how small, goes unnoticed by Him. The fifth verse, You alone we worship, and You alone we ask for help, is the pinnacle of Tawheed, the oneness of Allah. This verse captures the essence of our relationship with Allah, emphasizing that He alone is worthy of our worship, and that He alone has the power to assist us. It teaches us to redirect our reliance away from worldly means and to place our full trust in the Creator. This verse is a source of immense empowerment, reminding us that we have a direct line to Allah and that no intermediary is needed to seek His help. The following verse, "Guide us to the straight path," is a heartfelt plea for guidance in a world filled with distractions and temptations. This dua serves as a compass, steering us toward the path that leads to Allah's pleasure. The straight path is not just about avoiding sin, it is about living a life of purpose, grounded in faith, and striving to fulfill the rights of Allah and His creation. This verse highlights our dependence on Allah for guidance, reminding us that even the most knowledgeable and pious among us are in constant need of His direction. The final verse, "The path of those who have earned your favor, not of those who have evoked your anger, or of those who are astray," completes the supplication by specifying the path we seek. It is a dua for steadfastness and protection from deviation. This verse teaches us the importance of aligning ourselves with the righteous and avoiding the pitfalls of arrogance and ignorance. It reminds us that our journey toward Allah is not solitary, but one that is enriched by the company of those who walk the path of righteousness. Surah Al-Fatiha is often described as a conversation between the servant and the Creator. Each verse elicits a response from Allah, as narrated in a hadith. For instance, when we say, "All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of all worlds," Allah responds, "My servant has praised me." This divine dialogue reinforces the intimate connection we share with our Lord, reminding us that our prayers are heard and answered. The connection we have with Allah during our recitation. It is a reminder that our prayers are not mere rituals, but an active engagement with the divine. To harness the full power of Surah Al-Fatiha as a weapon for our problems, it is essential to approach it with mindfulness and reflection. Each verse contains layers of meaning that speak to our hearts and circumstances. By internalizing these meanings and incorporating them into our daily lives, we transform our recitation into a source of healing and guidance. Whether we are seeking relief from a specific difficulty or striving for spiritual growth, Surah Al-Fatiha offers a roadmap for navigating life's challenges with faith and resilience. In 2025, as we face new and evolving challenges, Surah Al-Fatiha remains a timeless and relevant source of strength. Its secrets lie not in hidden knowledge, but in its ability to connect us to Allah in the most profound way. When recited with sincerity, it becomes a shield against despair, a beacon of hope, and a reminder of the ultimate reality, that Allah is always in control. I encourage you, dear brothers and sisters, to deepen your relationship with Surah Al-Fatiha. Reflect on its verses, understand their meanings, and incorporate them into your daily supplications. Let this surah be your anchor in times of uncertainty and your guide in moments of confusion. Most importantly, approach it with a heart full of trust and reliance on Allah, knowing that He is closer to you than your jugular vein and that He responds to every sincere call. Surah Al-Fatiha, a spiritual guide for life. The role of Surah Al-Fatiha as a spiritual guide goes beyond its recitation in Salah. It serves as a framework for navigating the challenges and complexities of life. One of the profound secrets of this surah lies in its ability to shift our perspective, from focusing on the problem to focusing on the solution, Allah's infinite mercy, guidance, and power. This shift in mindset is transformative, enabling us to approach difficulties with a sense of hope and trust in Allah's plan. When faced with adversity, the natural human reaction is often to dwell on the difficulty itself, allowing it to overshadow the blessings that remain. However, Surah Al-Fatiha redirects our focus to the one who is capable of resolving all problems. By beginning with praise and gratitude, it establishes a mindset that acknowledges Allah's greatness and mercy before presenting our requests. This approach not only strengthens our faith but also brings peace to the heart. knowing that we are turning to the source of all power and wisdom. The transformative verses of Surah Al-Fatiha in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. This is a declaration of reliance on Allah's mercy. It teaches us to invoke Allah's name before embarking on any task, seeking His blessings and protection. It reminds us that every success, no matter how small, is achieved through His will. This reliance fosters a sense of humility and gratitude, which are essential qualities for overcoming challenges. When we approach our problems with a heart anchored in trust in Allah, we are less likely to feel overwhelmed or defeated. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of all worlds. This verse reassures us that the same Lord who sustains the vast universe is also intimately aware of our individual struggles. It encourages us to trust in His wisdom and timing, knowing that He is fully capable of resolving our issues in the best way. By praising Allah, we also acknowledge His sovereignty and submit to His will, which is a source of immense inner peace. The power of Allah's mercy and justice. One of the most profound aspects of Surah Al-Fatiha is its emphasis on mercy. The most gracious, the most merciful. The repetition of Ar-Rahman, the most gracious, and Ar-Rahim, the most merciful, reinforces the idea that Allah's mercy is boundless and all-encompassing. No matter how dire our circumstances may seem, we are reminded that Allah's mercy is greater than any hardship we face. This understanding inspires hope and prevents despair, encouraging us to keep turning to Allah in prayer and supplication. Master of the Day of Judgment. This verse shifts our perspective from the temporary nature of this world to the eternal reality of the hereafter. It reminds us that this life is a test and that true justice will be established in the hereafter. This awareness helps us endure trials with patience and prioritize our relationship with Allah over worldly concerns. It also reassures us that any wrongs we experience in this world will be addressed by Allah's perfect justice. Tawheed and seeking Allah's guidance. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. This verse encapsulates the essence of Tawheed, the oneness of Allah. It reinforces our reliance on Allah as the ultimate source of help and guidance. This verse teaches us that while we may seek assistance from others, our ultimate reliance should always be on Allah. By turning to Allah first and foremost, we demonstrate our trust in His ability to provide solutions beyond human capability. Guide us to the straight path. This plea highlights the importance of seeking Allah's guidance in every aspect of our lives. The straight path is not just a metaphor for righteousness, it is a practical framework for making decisions that align with Allah's commands. This verse reminds us that even the most devout believers require Allah's guidance to remain steadfast. It also underscores the importance of dua as a means of seeking clarity and direction in our lives. Conclusion: embracing Surah Al-Fatiha in our lives. As we reflect on Surah Al-Fatiha, we realize that it is far more than just a daily recitation. It is a spiritual compass that directs our hearts and minds toward Allah's mercy, wisdom, and justice. Through its verses, we are reminded to trust in Allah's mercy and guidance, seek help only from Him, acknowledge His supreme power, remain steadfast on the straight path. I encourage you, my dear brothers and sisters, to immerse yourselves in the meanings of this powerful surah. Let it shape your perspective, strengthen your faith, and guide you through the challenges of life, the path of those who have earned your favor, not of those who have evoked your anger or of those who are astray. This verse emphasizes the importance of aligning ourselves with the righteous and avoiding paths that lead to deviation. It serves as a reminder that our choices have consequences and that seeking the company of those who strive for Allah's pleasure can have a positive impact on our own spiritual journey. It also highlights the importance of being mindful of the influences we allow into our lives, as they can either draw us closer to Allah or lead us astray. Patience and persistence in the face of trials. Surah Al-Fatiha teaches us the value of patience and persistence. The act of reciting this surah repeatedly in our daily prayers reinforces the idea that growth and transformation are gradual processes. By consistently turning to Allah through these verses, we cultivate a sense of resilience and endurance that helps us navigate life's ups and downs. This consistency serves as a reminder that Allah's guidance and mercy are always available to those who seek them with sincerity. The purification of the heart. Another secret of Surah Al-Fatiha lies in its ability to purify the heart. When recited with mindfulness and reflection, it has a transformative effect on our spiritual state. The words of this surah remind us of our purpose in life and our ultimate destination. They encourage us to detach from worldly distractions and focus on our relationship with Allah. This purification of the heart is essential for overcoming inner struggles that often accompany external challenges. A timeless source of stability in an ever-changing world. In the context of 2025, where the world is experiencing rapid change and uncertainty, Surah Al-Fatiha remains a timeless source of stability and guidance. Its verses provide a framework for addressing both personal and collective challenges, whether we are dealing with the pressures of modern life, the complexities of relationships, the uncertainties of the future. This surah reassures us that Allah is always in control. By internalizing its message and incorporating it into our daily lives, we equip ourselves with the spiritual tools needed to navigate challenges with faith and resilience. The power of sincerity in recitation. The power of Surah Al-Fatiha lies not only in its words, but in the sincerity with which we recite them. When we approach this surah with a heart full of humility and trust, we unlock its potential as a source of healing and guidance. It becomes a means of reconnecting with Allah, seeking His help, and finding solace in His mercy. This connection is the foundation for overcoming any obstacle and achieving true success, both in this world and the hereafter. The essence of the Quran, a living guide. Surah Al-Fatiha is often referred to as the essence of the Quran, and it continues to reveal its transformative power when approached with reflection and sincerity. As we delve deeper into its meanings, we uncover its role not just as a chapter of recitation, but as a living guide, one that strengthens our connection to Allah and empowers us to face life's challenges. Each verse is a portal to profound spiritual growth, and its recitation serves as a means of invoking Allah's mercy, guidance, and protection. The universal relevance of Surah Al-Fatiha. One of the most extraordinary aspects of Surah Al-Fatiha is its universal applicability. Regardless of the nature of our problems, whether spiritual, emotional, or material, this surah provides a comprehensive framework for addressing them. It begins with the acknowledgement of Allah's mercy and ends with a plea for guidance, encapsulating the journey of the believer, from reliance on Allah's attributes to seeking His divine direction. This journey is not confined to moments of difficulty. It extends to every facet of our lives, the foundation of trust in Allah. When we face trials, our natural inclination is to seek solutions within our control. However, Surah Al-Fatiha teaches us that the ultimate resolution lies in turning to Allah. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. This opening verse reminds us that Allah's mercy is the starting point for every endeavor. It invites us to place our trust in His mercy and recognize that His compassion encompasses all aspects of our existence. This verse is a source of immense comfort, reassuring us that Allah's mercy is always accessible, regardless of our circumstances. The perspective shift from problems to Allah's greatness. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of all worlds. This verse reminds us of Allah's sovereignty over all creation. It shifts our focus from the magnitude of our problems to the greatness of Allah. This shift is a powerful antidote to anxiety and despair, reinforcing the belief that Allah is in control of everything, including the challenges we face. By praising Allah, we cultivate an attitude of gratitude, which helps us see the blessings in our lives, even in the midst of hardship. A repeated reminder of Allah's mercy. The repeated emphasis on Allah's mercy, the most gracious, the most merciful, highlights its central role in our relationship with Him. This repetition is not redundant. It is a deliberate reminder of Allah's boundless compassion. It encourages us to approach Allah with hope and seek His forgiveness, knowing that His mercy outweighs His wrath. This understanding transforms the way we perceive our struggles as we recognize them as opportunities to draw closer to Allah and experience His mercy. The reality check: this life is a test, master of the day of judgment. This verse grounds us in the reality that this life is a temporary test, and the true justice of our actions will be established in the hereafter. It serves as a reminder to prioritize our relationship with Allah over worldly concerns and to trust in His divine justice. Conclusion: the living message of Surah Al-Fatiha. Surah Al-Fatiha is more than just a chapter of the Quran. It is a spiritual roadmap. Its words carry a timeless message of hope, trust, and divine guidance. Through its recitation, we are reminded to align ourselves with righteousness, be mindful of the influences in our lives, seek Allah's mercy and guidance in all situations, trust in Allah's ultimate justice, and control over our lives. I invite you, dear brothers and sisters, to immerse yourselves in the depth of this surah. Let it shape your faith, transform your perspective, and guide you through the trials of life. The transformative power of Surah Al-Fatiha. This life is a temporary phase of our existence, and Surah Al-Fatiha reminds us that ultimate justice will be established on the day of judgment. Our current trials are part of a larger divine plan, and this perspective helps us endure difficulties with patience, focusing on actions that will benefit us in the hereafter. It reassures us that Allah's justice is perfect, and no hardship we endure will go unrewarded. Absolute reliance on Allah. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. This verse is a profound expression of Tawheed, monotheism, emphasizing that all forms of worship and supplication are directed exclusively to Allah. It is a declaration of trust in His power to assist us, even in situations that seem insurmountable. By reciting this verse, we strengthen our faith and renew our commitment to seeking Allah's help in all matters. Seeking divine guidance, guide us to the straight path. This is a plea for divine guidance, essential for navigating the complexities of life. The straight path represents a way of life that is pleasing to Allah and aligned with His commands. This verse reminds us of our constant dependence on Allah for guidance and protection from deviation. Even the most righteous individuals are in continuous need of His direction. A plea for steadfastness, the path of those who have earned your favor, not of those who have evoked your anger or of those who are astray. The final verse concludes Surah Al-Fatiha with a dua for steadfastness and protection. It teaches us to aspire toward the path of the righteous and avoid the pitfalls of arrogance and ignorance. This verse reminds us that our choices have consequences. Aligning ourselves with those who seek Allah's pleasure is essential for spiritual growth. The living power of Surah Al-Fatiha. The true power of Surah Al-Fatiha lies not only in its words, but in how it connects us to Allah. When recited with reflection and sincerity, it becomes a source of healing, guidance, and strength. It transforms our perspective, helping us to view our problems as opportunities for growth, trust in Allah's wisdom and mercy, seek strength in our worship and supplication. By internalizing its meanings and applying its lessons, we unlock its potential as a powerful weapon against the challenges we face. A heartfelt dua. As we conclude this exploration of Surah Al-Fatiha, let us take a moment to turn to Allah in supplication. I invite you, dear brothers and sisters, to join me in this heartfelt dua. O Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, we turn to you in humility and gratitude. You are the Lord of all worlds, the sustainer and nurturer of all creation. We praise you and acknowledge your infinite mercy and wisdom. O Master of the Day of Judgment, guide us to the straight path and protect us from straying. Help us navigate the challenges of life with patience, faith, and resilience. Ya Allah, we seek your guidance and support in every aspect of our lives. Grant us the strength to worship you with sincerity and to place our trust in you alone. Surround us with those who strive for your pleasure and protect us from the influences of those who lead us astray. Forgive us for our shortcomings and envelop us in your mercy. O Allah, heal our hearts, alleviate our burdens, and grant us clarity in times of confusion. Let this surah be a source of light in our lives, guiding us toward your pleasure and shielding us from despair. Bless us with the ability to recite and reflect upon Surah Al-Fatiha with mindfulness and sincerity, and let its wisdom permeate every aspect of our lives. Ya Allah, make us among those who earn your favor and grant us steadfastness on the straight path. Unite us with the righteous in this world and the hereafter. Accept our prayers, Ya Allah, and make us among those who constantly turn to you in faith and gratitude. Ameen. Final reflection. May Allah bless you all for your dedication to seeking knowledge and growing in faith. Remember to incorporate the lessons of Surah Al-Fatiha into your daily lives. Share its wisdom with others. Recite it with sincerity and mindfulness. It is a gift that continues to reveal its blessings. By turning to it with sincerity, we strengthen our connection to Allah and prepare ourselves for both the challenges of this world and the eternal reward of the hereafter. Ameen.